I think most detectives would carry through into their retirement one or two unsolved cases, and this fits the bill. It's a real puzzle. Put it bluntly, I'd crawl on broken glass to see this solved, no matter who solves it.
The world that the cousins were in, that I was in, was very puberty blues.
It was just a bit of a wild time. And if we could get away with stuff, we did. What do you want to know? We wanted to be grown up. So of course we all smoked. We all drank a bit. It was about cars. It was certainly about boys. It was about finding out who you are and being with your mates.
We used to call panel vans fuck trucks or shag and wagons. Oh, there were so many things we used to say. Rack off, you mole. Oh, unreal. Everything was unreal. In the world of beaches, beach culture, you were expected to get their cigarettes, to keep this space on the beach by sitting on their towel, get their lunch, the Chico roll, and you were meant to obey orders and to look decorative and be kind of domestically useful. And there was a kind of dark underbelly to what looks like the beach, sunny, blue skies, beautiful ocean. But it wasn't like that a lot of the time. It was a place where men ogled, groped, and worse, young girls, unless you were very vigilant or very lucky.
My name is Ken Gregson. I'm a retired police officer. I was an acting superintendent at the time of my retirement. In 1986-87, I was a detective sergeant in the Major Crime Squad. That's the time I was given a watch-in brief. My responsibilities with regards to the case were to keep a watch on it, familiarise myself with it, and take any action that was necessary or I considered necessary. My first impressions of the case with these girls going missing, there was just no obvious answer as to where they were or what happened to them. They were there 1 minute, the next minute they were gone. They simply vanished. Raelene Eaton lived with her parents, Trevor and Jean, in Irvine Street, Bayswater. By all accounts, she was a normal sort of 16-year-old, mad keen on dancing, going to the hotels, listening to the rock bands.
Raelene used to like the type of bands, pretty heavy music, back in the 70s, Deep Purple, Black Sabbath.
We all liked Fatty Lumpkin. They were a popular Perth band. People liked to dance to the rock music or get up and watch the bands up close, watch how they played the guitars, the drums. It was just really exciting. Oh, well, Ray was the consummate extrovert. She was just enough crazy. She was a lot of fun. She had a wicked sense of humour. Very much the life of the party, very much. And she did have plans. She had plans for her life. Raelene wanted to head to Canada and she was saving for that. She was working towards her licence. All the things that mark stages in a person's life, she was keen to do them straight away.
Yvonne Waters was Raelene's cousin. She was 17, lived in Maylands, not too far away from Raelene. She had a steady boyfriend. At the time that these girls went missing, he was away in the bush, I understand, working. So she was able to hook up with Raelene and go see the rock bands.
Yvonne was a good girl. She was like me. She didn't like to cause trouble or anything like that. She just would do the right thing. If an adult wanted something done, she wouldn't question it. She wanted to follow the rules. She was just a nice girl.
Yvonne was my bridesmaid at my wedding to Stan in January 1974 and went missing 3 months later on the 7th of April 1974. She loved going out with Bob and being with Bob, her boyfriend. Really lovely guy. They were madly in love. Been going together for 2 years. Yvonne had accumulated things for her glory box in anticipation of marrying Bob. The future for them would have been that they would have got engaged and married.
On the 7th of April 1974, somehow the girls had a discussion. They decided they'd go and see some rock band that they were interested in. It was in the early afternoon. That particular Sunday, Raelene, I understand, went to Yvonne's house. From there, they took a train into the city, I believe, and subsequently took a bus out to Scarborough. But it's possible they hitchhiked. I understand they did do some hitchhiking.
If you think about the times, we didn't catch Uber. There was no Uber, there was no mobile phones. The bus schedules were really poor. Taxis we couldn't afford. Hitchhiking was, if you wanted to get from A to B, it was quite normal.
There was a safety in numbers, and that's what we relied on. People didn't carry weapons. You didn't find people being one-punch attacked, that kind of thing. So I guess the times were more innocent in lots of ways and yet not in others, because we were probably a bit stupid and naive, really.
The next thing we know is that the girls were at the White Sands Hotel in Scarborough from around 4:30 till 6:30 roughly. They were seen, according to witnesses, with 3 men, described as scruffy in their early 20s, that sort of age group. But nobody knew who these men actually were.
And definitely not locals. I'd never seen them before, and I've never seen them since. I lived at Hastings Street, Scarborough, and I worked at the BP service station, and I knew a lot of the locals. They were just out of character for the venue. That was the thing that struck me, is that they were a lot older. Their appearance, their hair, they were fisherman type, just scruffy. They were just sitting there talking. And then I saw one of the guys that they were with looked very much like someone I thought I knew. So I was going over to say hello. And then I got closer and the guy had a high-pitched voice, different. And it wasn't the guy that I knew. But the hairstyle and that was the same. This photo here is an exact likeness of the guy that I thought was one of my mates. It is a spitting image of one of the 3 guys. I picture it now like I was here yesterday.
The last sighting of the girls was by the doorman. He looked away for a while, and when he looked back, they'd gone. That was the last that they were seen.
We were clearing the tables and picking up glasses, and I looked out the foyer, which the glass doors where everyone goes out, and the 3 guys and the 2 girls were standing there talking. they were the last ones there.
What does that say to you?
Oh, that they were arranging something. You'd think they must have known them, whether they'd met them in Scarborough or, down the beach or whatever. And Raelene came back in and said, "See you at the Easter," which was the next week or something. And she was as happy as can be. Then I looked back a couple of minutes later and they were gone.
We obviously, in this case, had no crime scene. There's no forensics to be involved, so we've got no idea if they hopped into a car. If they walked off, we've got no idea what happened. It was a dead end to all intents and purposes. Who knows who else might have been there. It could well have been other people there that were undesirable. We've got nothing to sort of say one way or the other.
Two young girls, they mattered to people.
There's unexpected turns and unexpected results.